Good morning, sisters and brothers. It is a real honor and a privilege for me to be able to introduce our next speaker. West Virginia State Senator Richard Ojeda has had a lifetime of service. He served 24 years in the U.S. Army, rising to the rank of major and earning 2 Bronze Stars. He's the grandson and the son of Mexican immigrants. He was elected to the West Virginia State Senate in 2016 after having been physically assaulted at a primary event. So when he tells you he's willing to fight for working people, he really means it. He hit the ground charging hard, fighting for teachers' pay and getting passed in a Republican majority and conservative legislature the legalization of medical cannabis. Not only has he walked with us on the frontier picket lines, but he's also family. His brother-in-law is a CWA member. He's the type of working-class Democrat that we need more of in this country, and it's why District 213 is working hard to make sure that he gets elected to the U.S. Congress this November. He will only accept contributions from individuals and labor unions. He's made it clear that if elected, he will be a voice for working people, not the corporate interests that control most of them. He's my favorite candidate this election season, and I'm sure after you hear him speak this morning, he's going to be your favorite candidate for this election as well. Sisters and brothers, Richard Ojeda.
Just a little story, and I have a few others that I can't tell until after he gets elected, but he's got a video, I don't know if it's still up, it probably is though, where he got a letter from the Right to Work Committee, that they send to all candidates, and he's on the video, and I don't do a very good West Virginia accent, so I'll just do it in my New York accent, but he's on the video with the letter saying, I don't know what the hell these people are sending me this letter for, and he sets it on fire. So that gives you some idea what he's all about.
Well, thank each and every one of you all for allowing me here today. I don't write speeches. I think when I write things down, and I think when anybody can read, so I like to just get up here and say what I got to say. First off, everybody in the room here, if you're a veteran, will you please stand up? Thank you. Thank each and every one of y'all. I wanted you to stand up, and the reason why is because, this is a room that represents the working class citizen. And, when you ask labor organizations for the veterans to stand up, you see quite a few people stand up. Because the truth is a lot of people that serve this nation are part of the working class citizens across the United States of America and deserve the utmost respect. Now, I'm going to tell you, I want to say thank you to the Communication Workers of America. I will tell you that the Communication Workers of America were the first group to actually 100% get behind Senator Richard Ojeda in my race for Congress. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal for me. You guys have stood by me, and I don't forget those things. I will tell you, I look forward to getting to Washington, D.C., and I look forward to absolutely laying the red carpet treatment down for people like yourselves, for the working class citizens, for the labor organizations. When I was a company commander, I always had an open door policy that said no matter what rank you had, you were always welcome to come into my office, sit down and talk to me about your issues. And that didn't end when I got out of the military. That stays. So that's for you all as well. I want to talk a little bit about, I brought some folks here with me. My brother-in-law, Aaron Oliver, please stand up. And also my neighbor, Kevin Tomlin, stand up. Both of these guys are Communication Workers of America, and those guys mean something to me. You know, Kevin's my next door neighbor. We've lived next door to each other for quite a few years now. And I've watched his little girl grow up into a young lady. Aaron is married to my sister. You know, he's got my niece, Faith. And this whole strike that took place in West Virginia, that was personal to me. But, you know, it needs to be that way for everybody. This is the political group right here. You guys are focused on getting active and doing the things that need to be done to put people in positions that you know are going to really represent you. And I'm telling you, it's important to get active, to set up these boot camps, to set up these opportunities where you bring people together and you explain to them and you educate them on why it's important to get active in politics. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't pay attention to politics until they find themselves absolutely in a world of hurt, and then they realize, oh my gosh, I've got to start paying attention and researching these people that come and knock on my door and act like they care about me, and then the moment that they leave my door, they don't think about me again until it's election time. Guys, let me tell you something. It's true. It's true. You know, it's important to get active in politics. It's important to make sure that we get people that are going to truly go forth and represent us. They're going to represent the working class citizens. I've said this many times. The most important person in the United States of America is not President Trump. It's not the Koch brothers. It's not Bill Gates. It's the person who gets up every day and puts on their work clothes and leaves and goes and spends a day working to feed their family and pay their taxes. And when that ends, it all comes to a screeching halt. And you know what? It's time now in the United States of America for the working class citizens to realize that you are more important than they are. And it's time for them to be reminded of that. If you are not a member of a labor organization, you need to become a member of a labor organization. If your job does not have a union, then you need to unionize. That needs to happen. And I'm going to tell you something else. You know, a lot of you all who are not here, you're not from West Virginia. You've heard about the teacher strike that took place. What a bunch of teachers in West Virginia did when they stood together, even though they were told it's illegal for you to strike, you can't do it, we'll go after your retirement, we'll put forth an injunction and you'll get in a lot of trouble. But what did they say? They said, we don't care. We're tired of being kicked in the teeth every single day. So we're going to stand up and we're going to fight you. And what happened when they did? And oh, by the way, 85% of educators in West Virginia are females. So a bunch of females got together and won. They won. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That's a fact. I know I'm married to a woman. But it's spread. Kentucky, Oklahoma, Arizona. That's right, it's coming. But you know what? Let me tell you what won that fight. It was phenomenal when the labor organizations in education come together. WVEA, AFT, WVSSPA came together, and it was a sight to see. But what really sent the message was on day 4, day 5, when you walked out of the Capitol, guess what you saw? You saw United Mine Workers of America tents. You saw Teamsters. You saw pipe fitters, boiler makers, carpenters. You saw plumbers, painters. You saw every single labor organization out there was standing in support of those teachers. When you walked across the river onto the other side and stood in front of Frontier, where the communication you guys were out there standing, what did you see? You saw unions standing strong side by side. When unions stand together in solidarity, refusing to take a step back, you win. You win. It's a military mentality. I will not let you down. I've got your 6. That's the way it is, and that's the way we're going to continue to be. That's the way we have to always be. I've got your back, you got my back. If you piss me off, you piss her off. And that's not what you want to do. And make no mistake about it, when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, when that happens, they realize that now they know they can no longer go and ignore you. They have got to now listen to what you say. And that's how you win. If you anger the communication workers of America, we'll stop delivering packages to your house. If you anger air traffic controllers, we'll stop connecting you to your computer. And I'm going to tell you that if everybody gets that mentality and they realize you all have that mentality, then all of a sudden you're going to have everybody down here wanting to make sure that they listen to what you have to say. When a guy or a girl, woman knocks on your door and says, my name is so-and-so and I'm running for office, the first thing out your mouth is, are you labor friendly? Because if you're not, shut the door in their face. That's what needs to happen. Now, I'm going to tell you, I love coming to events like this because, once again, I come from a family that has 200 years of United Mine Workers of America experience. I believe in labors. I believe in labor unions. I support you wholeheartedly. I look forward to my door, people walking through my door that are in this room. I look forward to the leadership. Anytime Mooney comes, brother, you know the deal, man. I could go to jail with this guy, man. But, I want you guys to know you're welcome in my office. You're welcome in my office. This isn't about me running for office because I want to build up power. I want to build up wealth. I ran for office because I retired from the United States military. And I come home and I found that I got kids in my backyard that have it worse than the kids I saw in Iraq and Afghanistan. In Iraq and Afghanistan, you have extreme poverty, but the village will raise a child. In America today, you got kids that are struggling because mom and dad are addicted to drugs, and grandma and grandpa are trying to raise the children on Social Security, and they're already cutting their meds in half. I'm sick and tired of hearing that we're the greatest nation on earth, and we treat the most important people like garbage. So that's why I decided to throw my hat in the ring. I'm retired military, ladies and gentlemen. You can't take away my retirement check. I'm never going to live under a bridge, so I can fist fight you every day of the week, and you're not going to hurt me. So I want each and every one of you all, when you leave here, and I'll close with this, I want you all to adopt. I want you all to adopt 4 people. I want you to go back to your states, and I want you to adopt a person who's running for your House of Delegates. I want you to adopt them. Send them $5. I want you to adopt a person that's running for state senator in your state. Adopt them and send them $5. I want you to adopt a person in your state that's running for Congress. Adopt them, send them $5. I want you to go and I want you to adopt somebody who's running for U.S. Senate from your state. Adopt them, send them $5. Get involved. I want you, if you don't have $5, that's okay. Go knock on 5 doors and tell 5 people about these candidates that are going to go forth and are going to absolutely be the voice that you all desperately need, because I know for a fact you desperately need it. Because if you didn't need it, we wouldn't have these companies coming into our states and treating our working class citizens like garbage and getting away with it. It's time for you all to be heard. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.